The Shroud of Turin is one of the most controversial and mysterious religious artifacts ever known to humanity. Kept inside the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist in Turin, Italy, this ancient linen cloth has fascinated believers, scientists, historians, and skeptics for centuries. On its surface appears the faint but detailed image of a man who looks brutally tortured, crucified, and wrapped for burial. Many Christians believe this cloth is the actual burial shroud of Jesus Christ after his crucifixion. Others argue it is nothing more than a medieval forgery designed to inspire faith and power. What makes the Shroud of Turin so disturbing is that no one can fully explain how the image was created. The image shows front and back impressions of a man approximately 6 feet tall with long hair and a beard. His body bears wounds consistent with Roman crucifixion, including nail marks on the wrists and feet. There are deep wounds on the back that resemble marks left by a Roman scourge. A large wound appears on the side of the chest, matching the biblical account of a spear piercing Jesus. Even more unsettling is the presence of what looks like bloodstains around the wounds. Tests have shown that these stains contain real human blood, specifically type AB. Blood flow patterns suggest the man was alive when many of the wounds were inflicted. The face on the shroud carries an expression of pain, calm, and death at the same time. The image is not painted, drawn, or printed in any known artistic method. Under a microscope, no pigment, brushstrokes, or dye have ever been conclusively identified. The image exists only on the topmost fibers of the cloth, thinner than a human hair. This detail alone has baffled scientists for decades. When photographed in 1898, something shocking was discovered for the first time. The photographic negative revealed a clearer, more realistic image than the cloth itself. This means the shroud behaves like a photographic negative created centuries before photography existed. Even more shocking, the image contains three-dimensional information. When analyzed with modern imaging technology, the face and body produce accurate depth data. No known medieval artist could have intentionally created such an effect. The shroud's documented history begins in the 14th century in France. However, historical records hint that it may have existed long before that time. Some believe it is the same burial cloth mentioned in early Christian writings. Others connect it to the legendary mandilion, a mysterious cloth bearing Christ's image. According to ancient texts, the mandilion was hidden for centuries to protect it from destruction. If the Shroud of Turin and the mandilion are the same object, its age could extend back to the 1st century. In 1988, scientists conducted radiocarbon dating on a small sample of the shroud. The results suggested the cloth was made between 1260 and 1390 AD. This announcement shocked believers and seemed to settle the debate. But the controversy was far from over. Critics argued that the sample was taken from a repaired corner of the cloth. That area may have been contaminated with newer material from medieval restoration. Subsequent studies suggested the sample was not representative of the entire shroud. Other tests found traces of ancient pollen from plants native to the Middle East. Some pollen grains matched species found near Jerusalem. This discovery reignited the argument for a 1st century origin. Chemical analysis also revealed signs of extreme heat exposure. Some researchers propose the image was formed by a powerful burst of energy. This theory suggests a radiation-like event caused the image to imprint onto the cloth. No known natural process today can fully recreate the shroud's characteristics. Skeptics argue that the image could be the result of a sophisticated medieval technique. They suggest methods involving heat, acids, or early photographic experiments. However, no experimental recreation has matched all the shroud's properties. Every attempt fails to reproduce the microscopic precision of the image. The shroud also shows no signs of decomposition, despite the burial context. This suggests the body was not wrapped in the cloth for long. This detail aligns with biblical accounts of Jesus rising from the dead after 3 days. For believers, the shroud is silent physical evidence of the resurrection. For skeptics, it is a powerful illusion reinforced by faith and mystery. The Catholic Church has never officially declared the shroud to be authentic. Instead, it allows people to venerate it as an object of reflection. Popes have referred to it as a mirror of suffering and sacrifice. Millions of people travel to Turin whenever the shroud is displayed publicly. Many report deep emotional reactions when seeing the image in person. Some claim to feel an overwhelming sense of presence or sorrow. Others leave with more questions than answers. If the shroud is a forgery, it is the most sophisticated one ever created. If it is real, it could be the most important archaeological discovery in human history. The Shroud of Turin exists in a space between science and belief. It challenges modern technology while echoing ancient faith. Every test seems to answer one question while creating 10 more. Centuries later, the cloth still refuses to give up its secrets. Was it truly the burial shroud of Jesus Christ or an elaborate medieval deception? The truth remains hidden within the fibers of time. And perhaps that mystery is exactly why the Shroud of Turin still captivates the world.